For a living, I run my own marketing agency, basically doing everything from logo design to website design. So I grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. When I graduated college, I was working in a cube 40, 50, 60 hours a week, just not doing a job I enjoyed. In 2013, I was in a wreck. I was laid up for a full year. During that time, it made me realize there are more important things to life than sitting in a cube 40 hours a week. Well, you know, you have to have different bikes for different occasions.
With this realization, he's decided to move out of his apartment rental and make a very bold move.
Financially living tiny means I don't need a huge paycheck to pay my bills every month. It would give me the financial freedom to do what I want to do with life.
How are any of these going to fit in a tiny house?
Richard has recruited his longtime friend Emily to help bring some sense into his tiny house search.
When I think of a tiny home, I think of very tight quarters and not a room for a lot of things. Hey, I think I found one that would actually fit in your tiny house.
Richard has his heart set on building his tiny home himself and incorporating reclaimed materials.
I was 12 years old in the garage with a power saw building my own stuff. I think it would be really, really cool to say, like, I built this, I designed this. So I like this one.
Before he starts his tiny build, he'll be looking at models to base his house off of.
My budget's $25,000. That's really what I can spend. And so a lot of these look super cottagey. I think I definitely want something a lot more modern. I want something that feels contemporary, that has a little bit of the naturey, hippie twist to it. I think it could be a little bit bigger.
You are not going to fit in that loft. That does not look like it has enough room.
I'm 6'2", and so I can't have something that's cramped and that I feel uncomfortable in. I'm an avid cyclist. A huge, huge part of my tiny house design will revolve around my bikes. You know, that's a lot to put into a small space.
He plans to park his tiny home on a friend's property, but he also wants to stay mobile.
Building on a trailer, it would let me take my home with me, so I'm not limited to one particular area. I mean, I think once I get into it, I'll have a lot more time to brew. I'm also a home brewer, and everyone likes beer, so that's a very important part of my life. I've always wanted to have draft lines in my house, so finding a way to design that in is going to be very important.
It's a lot of equipment.
Exactly.
All I know is that I like to drink the beer.
Building this house, you know, I've got some nerves going into it. I've never built anything to this scale, and it's the better part of my life savings going into this house. So I'm excited to start looking for places and looking for inspiration. Wow, that's definitely a tiny house.
It's beautiful, though.
It's beautiful. It looks very well built.
Yeah.
Richard, Emily, welcome.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Local real estate agent Joanna Gaines Utley is showing Richard several different tiny options that he could base his build off of.
I'm bringing Richard and Emily here because this house has that hippie vibe that I know Richard is looking for.
It's a little cottagey for my style, but it's kind of got that hippie vibe, which is nice.
We're at 112 square feet.
Wow, that's small.
It's tiny.
Yes.
It's little.
Not kidding about that.
And it's listed for $45,000.
Okay.
And the material cost is $25,000.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
still my budget. It looks like it'd be very easy to tow around, which would be
Yes.
really nice.
Watch your head.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, wow. I don't know that I'm gonna fit through here.
Wow.
Your entryway, shower.
Dear Lord.
Well, I can bathe
Kitchen.
and cook at the same time.
Yes.
So that's a plus, I guess. Have some eggs going in the morning and just lather up, it'll work.
I personally would not want my bathroom and my kitchen that close together. Those are two separate things that should stay separate.
It's literally hitting me in the head.
What is that?
I think that's the toilet. Okay, so
This is a bucket.
That's just a bucket. Okay, and you just...
No. No, sorry. I'm gonna go before I come over for sure.
I think I want my toilet and my shower in two separate spots. They use the space really well for what it is. It's
Yeah,
just
you do
not...
have a good